The name is Law Nation. Without hesitations nor deviation to the matter, let's get right to it. Yeah. Appreciate everybody for jumping in as we talk about, three steals that the Cowboys could absolutely take in the second round. I just want you guys to have this perspective. I really do. I really want you guys to have this perspective that the draft is not a complete puzzle. The draft is not a situation where you go in and you say, oh, we done it all. No, the draft is like a living organism. It continues to grow. And with that growth aspect of it, players do need to develop, fortunately. And we're going to go through this quick list of three guys that could be a second round steal. As you guys jumping in, my name is Law Nation. We talk Cowboys, sports talk, and beyond over here. And it's raw. I'm not a reporter. I'm not a beat writer. I'm raw. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't calling reporters fake, but I'm real. So y'all see me out there. Let it be known that it's just not troublesome. You know what I'm saying? It's a real deal situation. And I really appreciate y'all for help growing and staying. This is not backed by any sponsors, by the way, or major product team or producers or anything. It's just me. I'm real, the way I walk, the way I talk. What's good with you, Sadiq? We appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody for joining in. All right, so let's get right to the punch then. Law Nation, right? All right, so there was this article that was out there, by the way, from Fanside, and they put this article out there a couple of days ago, I believe. But shout out to you guys, man, for jumping in and still being here. And here's the situation. Here's the absolute situation. Oh, the audio's good? Oh, my goodness. I love it when y'all say that, baby. Audio is good. Shout out to you, Leon. What's good? That's what makes the SWAT a powerhouse. When you hit right on the third and fourth and fifth round picks. Leon, you're right. Before I hit this thing and get going, who are some of the guys that you would like to see wearing the silver and blue? I get it. I understand negativity is selling real high right now, and we're mad, we're angry, we didn't win the Super Bowl. There's 31 other teams out there that's mad that they didn't win the Super Bowl, by the way. So let's get out of it. Let's not let this hang over our head. Who do you guys want? Do you want a offensive-minded draft for this 2022 season? Or would you love to have defense? I'm defense all day, baby. I'm just telling you guys, I'm defense. Bring it. We right here. And we ain't going anywhere. It's defense. I think that defense, when you have the ability to swing and punch things in the mouth, and then they sit there and say, hey, man, them boys bringing the wood over there on the defense. We got to bring our hard hat, right? We got to practice extra. And I think that we are not that far away. And my guy, shout out to him, and please be sure to check out his YouTube page. He got highlights there. He says balance. Yeah. And y'all already know, although I'm banging on the table, bring the defense, baby. Bring the arm. Bring the hammer, bring it. I'm also banging the table saying BPA, best player available. Let me repeat, best player available. My guy, Cowboy Fan Talk, a couple of days ago, he did a mock draft, right? And don't shank the man with the butter knife, but I reposted the mock draft, and his first pick, he had the Cowboys selecting. Let me get my music going. He had the Cowboys selecting Treylon Burks, and I was sitting there like, hey, you guys can get mad all day about Treylon Burks and say, hey, man, we loaded at wide receivers, right? We good at wide receivers. We don't need another wide receiver. But if he is the best player available on the board, then yes, I know for sure we need offensive line. We need a pushing big body, can't stop me on the defensive tackle side of it, things, right? But if Treylon Burks, if Trey is free 99 at the 24th pick and he's available and you have him higher on your draft board than what you have in a Jermaine Johnson, than what you have on, let's say, Trevor Penning is there at the 24th slot, but you have in your hearts of hearts, you have Treylon Burks higher, then you go with the best player available. I know, Cowboy Nation, we're taking a moment and we're saying, but we need. Don't you know what need give you? Tacos. Need give you tacos. That's the best way I can put that out there. Need give you drafting a Trysten Hill, right? Because you're saying, I need an interior guy, so I'm going to get a Trysten Hill. And I'm not saying that Trysten Hill is trash. He may go on to another system and never look back to the type of football that we've been seeing out of his skill set. And I'm not saying that even Taco Charlton couldn't get a Super Bowl. We know he came close, but no cigar situation. But when you look at your draft board and you trust the tape and you understand that, hey, in my system, in my scheme, this guy's better, but I don't want to try to fit it. No, you go out there and you say, hey, I'm drafting that guy. He's the best player available. Not best scheme, not player, the best scheme that can fit into what we're trying. No, you go get the best player available. Now, Sugar Daddy One says Jordan Davis is there according to their draft board. If Jordan Davis is the highest player available at the 24th spot, then they need to run up there, trip over some folks, and put that card in the commissioner's hand. Jerry Love. Now that could play into the favors of Treylon, Burks, but best player available. And my guy Leon Lewis says best player available gives the GM flexibility and willing and Dylan. You're right. Ooh, you're right, man. Where my button at, man, for you, man? You're right. I'm giving you a line call. Man, you off the chain over there, man, Leon. The whole mindset of this, and it's argumentative. You can argue with the BPA approach versus needs, and then we can also look into the aspect of, all right, Law, you saying this, but the Jones family just don't do this. And the argument part would be, you find your need areas from free agency. The problem is the Cowboys just don't dance in the free agent. Why do I say you find your need area in free agency? Here's the situation. Let me see if I can break it down smaller. You have your known commodities versus your unknown commodities. A known product, basically, is what the free agent is pretty much rendering. You can look back and say, okay, on the NFL level, we know what this person is capable of. And if you want to have that battle versus scheme versus, system, or scheme versus best player available in free agent, then you can have that argument because you got tape that you can go back on. You got history, data, and all of this stuff. And then you have coaching trees and coaching philosophy that can say, I can take said player and elevate this player as a free agent player. But from a person that's coming out of college, you just don't know. It's a crap shot, right? Nobody saw Antonio Brown being who he was, in the NFL. Nobody really knew that Tom Brady was going to win 7 Super Bowls. If so, he would have been drafted number 1 overall, right? No one knew that Aaron Rodgers, for everybody who loved Aaron Rodgers, would be one of the better throwers of the ball. If not, the Cowboys wouldn't have passed up on him, right? Well, I think over 22 teams, I think 23 or 22 teams passed up on Aaron Rodgers. If they knew what kind and caliber of type of quarterback he would be, then he would have been the number 1 selected quarterback out of that draft class that he drafted out of. Same could be said about Aaron Donald, right? So it is just like this. When you trade in stocks, you got your stock advisory. They're going to tell you, hey, this, or if you can do your independent research, this is a known commodity, right? This is where, or indices. This is a known indice. This is where we know what gold is going to render on a month-to-month basis, on a 30, on a quarterly basis or yearly. That is just how it is. But the unknown will be draft picks. That's the unknown. So that's why when you go into the free agent period, you got to make sure if you bringing in somebody. I've seen a report out there, and shout out to the reporters out there. Marcus May, he's available. Will he come in at a cheaper rate? Yeah, it could work. The Honey Badger, will he come in? He's expecting from his market value. He's accustomed to getting paid $14 million a year. So breaking that down, that's anywhere from $50 to $55 million stretched out over 3 to 4 years. Will you be willing to spend a little money to say, okay, Honey Badger, we got this, what's going on with our team? We got Trevon Diggs. We trying to work out a deal with Jaylon Smith, but we want to know, will you be available too to play on that free side and occasionally give us some twist stunts to fight down inside? The good old role that our guy been doing, DeMonte KZ and Malik Hooker. See, that's how this all goes. Or do you go with the unknown and say, well, in the second round, we maybe can go grab a Trysten Hill, right? If he falls. Or we may say 2 tiers in the bucket. There's a Jaquan Brisker that we are willing to develop and grow homegrown here, right? I doubt it if he dropped that far, though. But you guys know how this goes because we're picking on the late end of the second round. But this article right here, let me pull this article up. And I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're going to talk about this article. And it basically says 3 second-round steals the Cowboys could make. And when it says 3, you know how this thing goes, Cowboy Nation. We're just observing. We're just looking into this thing. And here are their 3 guys. One being Travis Jones, defensive tackle, big boy. And he's 6'5", 333 pounds. Let me repeat. He's 6'5", 333 pounds. He eat up blockers. When you look at his tape, he's gobble guy. He's not going to leave no meat on the bone, basically. He pushed back all of the food off the table into his belly, right? So he's not going to leave no crumbs. There's no to-go boxes or anything like that. No, he's going to eat it all clean plate. Might lick the plate, for crying out loud. With that being said, he used to double teams, right? Since he was the best lineman in UConn team and saw plenty of them. Also, he can be a decent job of pushing the pocket back, obviously, on, passing downs. He collected 4.5 sacks and 7.5 tackles for loss in the 2021 season. And here's a quick snippet of him doing such at the Senior Bowl. Just push, get your hands down inside, keep pad levels low. Low man, what? That low man win situation. And he's 6'5". So I'm looking for that type of girth down. Let's replay that again. I want to see that again. I want to push that pocket back, because the safest throw that you can ever throw in the National Football League, believe it or not, is climbing the pocket and going through your progressions and throwing the ball. Believe it or not, Jimmy Garoppolo, when we played him against the in the playoff or what have you, we had 0 sacks on him. Why? We were creasing off on the edge. We got around to the edge, but the pocket was clean. We couldn't move Alex Mack off of his mark. We couldn't move none of those boys from the interior out of the way. But when you have a big boy like 335 pounds or 6'5" that can get low, that is what I'm talking about right there. If you can pick him up in the second round, that will be a good steal for us. Aaron Donald. Yeah, appreciate you, Chris Graham. Yeah, that would be nice. Big old Aaron Donald type of guy right here. Let me see. The last 3 Super Bowl winners push all of the chips to the middle of the table. I just don't see Dallas doing it. All of the chips, not some, as Modi is. He said all of the chips. Yeah. I choose Travis Jones over Jordan Davis. And I understand your sentiment here. Reason why is this right here. There's 2 ways, there's 2 philosophies of thinking like this, Mr. Williams. One would be, if somehow, and it will be a big old if, about the size of those guys, right? It will be this right here. If these guys fall to the second round, Jordan Davis versus Travis Jones, in my humble opinion, I think that Jordan Davis would be a hell of a steal if he drops all the way to the second. Hell of a steal. Now, Jordan Davis give you more of an impact on first and second downs. Now, this guy at UConn system, he played 3 downs, right? He played all 3 of them, and he pretty much, as you can see, got a strong motor, high impact, get low, what have you, and could be a little bit more swifty inside. I don't know for sure. Let's see how the combine numbers go. This is still speculative. I can't talk tonight. But you guys get what I'm saying. Let this all play out, but I doubt it if Jordan Davis fall into the second round. And what you're saying is basically is this right here too. We got to understand that first round draft picks, you looking for day one start. Like your whole expectations is vastly different, right? First round draft pick, you want that boy to be starting, right? Whereas Travis Jones, if he drafted in the second, maybe you can mask him a little bit. You can rotate Big Bo in. Maybe Big Bo get a little bit stronger. Maybe Big Bo be a little bit wiser. Maybe the Cowboys smart and wise enough themselves to also look into the free agents and bring in somebody like a Jaron Reed or somebody that's been around the corner, somebody that knows the trenches, or bring back Carlos Watkins. That could flat out happen too. It can flat out happen. Let's see. Jones over Davis. How many people are in favor of Jones over Davis? And this is my guy right here, the Methodist. Alabama is another big dog, running back nightmare. I hope that is what it is, RB Nightmare. Yeah, he's a big boy, and he comes from a good background. I wouldn't mind seeing him on this team as well. Here's another thing that I don't want you guys to be getting into a shouting match edit. I don't want you guys to be upset at each other. Here's another thing that you have to take under consideration. We have Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is going to put his hands on those big boys. He's going to make sure that those boys understand what he's trying to do. He's going to make sure that they know the philosophy. and be a hands-on guy, right? And I'm quite sure that we can all appreciate what he brings to the table in that light, right? That Dan Quinn got the juice. You guys heard the video that I've did of my guy Michael Parsons when he talked to what's the guy name it tip of my tongue um what's the name Eisen, Rich Eisen. Yeah, Rich Eisen. The name tip of my tongue, dog. Rich Eisen. He was on the Rich Eisen show. And he was talking about, hey, Dan Quinn brings the juice. And one of the things that Dan Quinn brings to the table is boxing matches, mentality. Tommy Hearns, he teach philosophy. So that goes a long way. DQ likes his D lineman to have long frames. This is from RB Nightmare. We'll find out. Yeah, 6'5" is still a long frame. And Jordan Davis, like what, 6'6", 6'7". So that's a long frame. Yeah, Rich Eisen. Yeah, Rich Eisen. Had a senior moment, Cowboy Nation. Yeah. So we'll find out more. All right. So next on this list is Chad Mama. Muma. I'm gonna call her Mama because he hit you. You go like, oh, Mama. But Chad Muma, he is a guy is rangy. When you look at his film, you look at his tape, you can see that this guy is everywhere. And we need a guy that can be a brains of the operation in the backfield like a Chad. Now, Chad, explosive, cover the flats like no other. And I believe if you go in the second round with him, if you scoop him up in the second, don't necessarily think that he'll fall all the way to the third. But if you look at Chad tape, you will say, man, now he do get washed up sometimes. Those are things that linebackers must play with, right? The anticipation that when the guard gets to the second level or tackle, you got to squeeze, get skinny, and get around him. Or at times, you got to take on. You got to take on that block and shoot through it. You absolutely do. And that is very pivotal because if you don't do your assignment, the safety can't come down the field. The safety is the last line of defense. And you got to be able as a linebacker to scrape, claw through there, get upfield, cover sideline to sideline. If you like any linebacker for what we're looking for, outside of an attacker like Parsons, because Parsons, I just look at him as an attacker all the way, just an attacker type of linebacker who can cover too. But I like Parsons more at that attacker role. And we're looking for that cerebral guy that can scrape, find a runner, chase, and get down inside, and also cover. We're looking for somebody that can cover the hook area, and that will be Chad. And Chad is physical. Yeah, I get you on that. Yeah, this is from my guy, 305. Appreciate you, man. We need offensive line. Yeah, Jeff, we talked about that. Yeah, we do need offensive line. Appreciate y'all. Listen to Sadiq. We hit that like button. Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Here's the thing in the second round. If you get into a linebacker, and this is me talking about this without any knowledge of who we're going to have in the first, right? We could have already gotten that offensive lineman, or we could have already gotten that defensive tackle in the first, right? But when you think about Chad or what have you, you got a rangy guy, cover guy, a guy that's physical. I said this, and I could be out speaking my teeth here, my wisdom teeth. It could be a variations or a budget line of a Brandon, you know what I'm saying? A Bobby Wagner, not Brandon Wagner, Bobby Wagner. He could be something like that. And I'm not saying that he is Bobby Wagner. Look, let's not nail me to the cross. But here's what I'm saying is you just got to make sure you do your homework and understand that, hey, I'm now pairing up my linebackers around what I know for sure what I got out of Parsons. We got one of these out of Parsons. Appreciate you, Peter. Appreciate you. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. Now, thank you. And Christian Harris is no one to sneeze at, too. Yeah, I think somebody put that down there earlier. Yeah, appreciate you. Jabril Cox. The jury is still out on Jabril Cox for one. We do know that he is rangy. We know he can cover. We know he can come down and field, right? They say that he plays better detached from the box. I get it, right? But the jury is still out, and he was a dominant pick for us, a very proud moment for us because he was a fourth round draft pick, right? And we can't just sneeze at that moment, but we can't just dismiss and say, well, we don't look at linebackers because we got a Jabril Cox. If anything, you bring in more and more talent, more and more resources, more and more competition, more and more challenges to him and say, hey, if you can't do it, we replace you with somebody else that can. And lo and behold, that is what Parsons told Rich Eisen, that this is exactly how Dan Quinn looks at this. Like, there's no fluff talk around here. We're going to make sure that you guys are competing. Now, first, I want first Davis or Dean, right? So in this reality, let's say I love weed. Let's say we went with Jordan Davis in the first, right? And then Chad is there in the second. There's two back-to-back defensive guys. I know somebody banging the table talking about, hey, Long, what happened to the offensive line for your mind, baby? But that's just how the best player available fell to us, right? But, you shouldn't paint yourself into a corner, right? Ryan says Parsons should be a full-time or at least second and third down defensive edge guy. WTF is wrong with the coaching staff. He would have had 20 sacks. I understand your mindset to that, Ryan. But the way Parsons broke it down when he was on the Rich show is just like this. He broke it down in a way whereas he said to everyone, I want to be used as that weapon. Whereas if it's more effective for me to be playing at Mike, shooting through the A gap against certain teams, then I would do that. Now, if I'm playing against Pat Mahomes and it's more effective for me to play off the edge, purely only on the edge, I can do that. I get it. A guy that's isolated to one side of the field can do more of an impact, supposedly, but you can plan around that, right? You can take an extra tight end, line them up there. You could chip your running back and you can isolate him. And then you can also injure him by laying on him and really concentrating and pushing him out the way. You can actually do that, right? His body size is not capable, in my opinion, to just purely be just an edge guy, right? People would pick up on some of the tendencies. And I do know one thing about speed. It dissipates over the year. You ain't going to always have that speed. So if you rely on speed, it's just like when you rely on the jump shot, live by the 3, you may die by the 3. So I'm not saying that Parsons will hit a wall by only being used as an edge guy, but I want to use this guy as a guy that can be anywhere and everywhere on the field. And that's why you go into this draft and you make sure that you put pieces that can complement that, right? I'm quite sure. I think in the hearts of hearts, if Ray Lewis only rushed the edge, he would have had more sacks. Ray Lewis, if he only rushed the edge and not play Mike linebacker or linebacker in general, he would have had more sacks. But I'm quite sure that Ray Lewis is going to the Hall of Fame. And hear me out. I'm not saying that Parsons is Ray Lewis and they have the same skill set. But what I'm saying is use the linebacker for what he's drafted for, a linebacker. But I feel you, though, Ryan. I feel you. Let's go. We need a quarterback. I'm just saying this from Lee Jenkins. Nothing wrong with drafting a quarterback every year. There's nothing wrong with drafting a quarterback every year, right? I mean, let's be real. If you feel froggy about your quarterback, then you draft the quarterback every year. I recall that's the good old school Mike McCarthy's way of thinking anyhow. You draft a quarterback every year or every other year, you draft another quarterback. And there's nothing, you tell that quarterback to compete. But you also have to look into your window, right? And this is my only thing. If we're drafting purely on BPA, right? And this is the philosophy with the 24th pick. If a quarterback falls on the 24th pick, should you blindly say, okay, let's go for that quarterback because he is the best player available? Well, with that philosophy now, you can relax a little bit. Because if you did your research, if you did all of the study line that you're supposed to do anyhow, you would do exactly what the Cowboys did this past season in the draft. Nothing wrong with trading down and saying that since my tags are touching, I know for sure that the other teams, they may be looking at needs. I got a clear pathway of understanding what I know what I want. I trust my guys. I trust my guys that's doing everything as it relates to scouting, right? There's no way that the Cowboys kind of looked at this thing and said, all right, cool. The Eagles trading up, they're going to trade with us, and we're going to give the Eagles, or we're going to allow the Eagles to draft Parsons? No, they already did their homework, baby. They already knew that the Eagles had no shot of thinking about going after Parsons, nor the other team that they dance with, to trade back with, what have you. So that is why you always make sure you secure everything. We wouldn't have been mad if the Cowboys, hear me out, picked up an extra pick by trading down when it was time to pick Taco and they passed on TJ. We wouldn't have been mad with it because now we were saying, hey, now they got more firepower. It's just that they better hit on another two guys. Right? So it won't be just one isolated situation. Let teams that need overpay for a young quarterback. Yeah. So I forgot what team that pretty much, I forgot which team it was. It could have been the Atlanta Falcons when that year that Atlanta Falcons moved all the way up to go get Matt Ryan or something like that. I think they gave the house away to get Matt Ryan. Teams do that stuff, right? But there's nothing wrong with drafting a quarterback every year. Fix the defense and then worry about the O-line. I mean, Beers, you speaking there, right? Right. We keep banging the tape. Nobody wants an offensive lineman until we need them, right? But with our philosophy and our thinking is that we absolutely need a Travis. We needed a Zach Martin. We needed a Tyron Smith. We needed all of those guys, right? And we got 3 playoff wins out of it, right? Let's just flip it in a different fashion. Let's say with all of those 3 guys, let's say those 3 guys were somehow first round defensive guys, right? Let's sub out Tyron Smith for a JJ Watt, right? And let's sub out maybe, and I know we wasn't around that time frame because I think Aaron Donald went right before Zach Martin. But let's say we had a JJ Watt and we had the ability, Cowboy Nation, to draft Aaron Donald. The whole dynamics of the team would have been different. It would have been different. That's what I'm team defense, though. It's hard to paint my mind differently on this, and I really appreciate you guys for watching. Be sure if you watched all the way to this point, hit that like button and share this content. All right. So the third person that was on this article, and I know I get a There we go. All right, so what we have here is Jalen Tolbert, and it gives some good details of him running, big physical guy. Let me see what's going on. Internet is kind of low. Internet access. Appreciate y'all anyway, man. Thank y'all for jumping in. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. Taco Charlton's over TJ Watt. I still can't get over it. Yeah, I feel you. But it would have cushioned the blow if we were to trade down and got multiple guys. And I think if I go back into that draft, I probably can find us a few guys that was in the second round that would have been, nice for us to pick up. But that's a story of a different day. Chris says, Jalen Tolbert, appreciate you. Yeah, you're good, Law. Appreciate you, Peter. Appreciate you. Just had a look hiccup there. And of course, this is going to be right here, physical guy. High point the ball. Yeah, get that ball in there, and good placement by the quarterback as well. So these guys will be second round steals. We talked about Jalen Tolbert, physical guy. Here's the stat line for your mind right here. He caught 82 passes for 1,474 yards and had 8 touchdowns. His yards per catch was 18 yards per catch. And he was the best college football ranked for the 5th deepest reception by 40 or plus with 16 of them. So he's 6'3", 190. He looks like he's a little bit bigger than 190, for sure. And he's a 4.4 guy, not necessarily a 4.3 guy, but he's a 4.4 guy, right? So is this a guy that the Cowboys could look at and be a steal at in the second round? Jalen Tolbert, y'all post me your thoughts on that one right there. But it is what it is. All right, so my guy says Greg Ellis over Randy Moss is the worst. At least Greg Ellis. If we were to do the comparisons between Greg Ellis and Taco Charlton, Greg Ellis pretty much went to multiple Pro Bowls, and he averaged. I have to put it like this. And don't shank me with the butter knife, people. I'll give a little pause for all you guys to collect your thoughts. Who's a better edge rusher, Greg Ellis or DeMarcus Lawrence? I'm gonna see what y'all put in the comments. Who's a better edge rusher? I mean, who have more sacks? You know what I'm saying? Who have the ability to be some wrecking forces on that edge there? It's a tricky question now, But when you look at Randy Moss and you think of like all of the stuff that he did in the NFL, yes, Randy Moss was just nasty with it. But Greg Ellis wasn't that bad, Oh my God. Carl, appreciate you, man. Thank you for jumping in. Ellis, I've seen a lot of Ellis. Jackie says, who's more consistent, Greg Ellis, or DeMarcus Lawrence? It's a trick bag question now, and I ain't trying to hurt nobody with it, it's just what it is, and I get it, it's a situation. Whereas a lot of people look at Greg Ellis and they would say, man, this dude was a bust for us, man. Yeah, and I get it, right? And it's an overall situation. Whereas we can all look at it and say to ourselves, man, bump that, man. I want those stats, man. And let me see if I can pull this up, though. All right, here we go. I was able to pull up Greg Ellis stats. And we're just going to look at the sacks, okay? In his rookie year, he had 3 sacks. That's in 1998, right? Shout out to the 98 Greg Ellis. In 99, he had 7.5 sacks. 2000, y'all know how terrible we were. 3 sacks. 01, 6 sacks. 2002, 7.5 sacks. Right now, we would love to get that level of production from our other guy, Randy Gregory. And 03, 8 sacks, 04, 9 sacks, 05, 8, and 6, 2006, 4.5, and then 2012. I'm sorry, 2007. I meant to say, I'm saying 2012. 2007, excuse me, 12.5 sacks. 08, 8 sacks. 09, 7 sacks. So he ended his career, Cowboy Nation, with 84 sacks. And that's just how it goes. So, and we just looking at sacks. We're not looking at the complete full situation of the team, but that ain't nothing to sneeze at. And of course, that's over that amount of years or what have you. Can't win them all, Lord. I feel you, Leon. Can't win them all. Oh my gosh, yeah. Anthony Spencer, baby, yeah. Anthony Spencer was good, and D Ware was great. But it is what it is. What I'm trying to say is that players that fall in certain system and where they're drafted at, I can tell you straight up, plays a major role in coaching do as well. But we need pressure off the edge. We do. We flat out do. But he ain't really a bad guy. What's up with y'all, man? Yeah, let's see what we have here. Jackie says not to change the subject, but Treylon Burks would be a steal in the first. See him in person. Go Hogs. Okay, go Hogs. Okay. All right. Yep. That's how this goes, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. This was a wonderful episode. I thank you guys for communicating. At this point of everything, we're going to take the floor over for let me do this right here. Hold on, bear with me. For the next few minutes here, if you would like to participate on the show, and give me some advice and give me some ideas, just click that link right there that's going to be in the chat there, and feel free to jump in to post me your thoughts and your mindset about this team heading into the off season, and who's your pet cat as far as this draft. Maybe we can get Derek Stingley. Maybe we can get a Jordan Davis or Treylon Burks, like my guy just mentioned earlier. Shout out to you, Rob. Appreciate you. Shout out to you, Michael. Thank you. Toby, thank you. Your name is entered into the drawing. Whenever you give the donation to help elevate the nation, your name is entered into the drawing to win a Roger Staubach jersey. I hope you will be the winner. And for those who joined the membership on either Patreon, Facebook, or the YouTube, your name is entered into the drawing as well. And to strengthen your chance, it's just like everything, man. If you join on multiple platforms, your name is entered in multiple times. And I really appreciate you. How do you feel about moving Collins to left guard? This is from Toby. I would do it quickly. The growth aspect that I got a chance to see out of Terrence Steele was remarkable. And I wanted to keep that continuity with that offensive line on the right tackle side. And I get it. Connor Williams having his best season last season, right? And it was hard to just pull Connor Williams when he had those issues as it relates to holding penalties or what have you. But they benched him anyway, and they put Connor McGovern in there. And that was a serious situation there. But I would love the notion, the mindset to move and kick and slide Connor Williams, well, not Connor Williams, but La'el Collins back at left guard. That's just my thoughts and my opinions of that. This is from, and thank you for the donation there, man. Appreciate you. We're gonna do this siren button for you, man, when you make the donation to help elevate the nation. Law, you think Tyrann Mathieu would come to Dallas? Tyrann Mathieu will come to Dallas, but I don't think Dallas will pay the $14 million. I don't think that they will pay that amount of money for Tyrann to come to Dallas and that aspect of it. Let me see if I can pull up this guy's Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann. Let's see if I can pull him up right quick. Y'all bear with me while I do this. Let's see market value. Yeah, I don't think that they will pay that. Yeah, it's right at that money, at that rate. I don't think the Cowboys will. And if he do, it will be him really loving the Cowboys. I don't think that they will pay the $14.8 million for a guy that's going to be 30. I don't think that they would do that. That is a lot of money. 3-year, $44 million deal. If they do, if the Cowboys do decide to pay that amount of money, that cheddar, I would flat out be dancing. I would be having a 5-6 hour live stream about it, right? All right, so it's 46 minutes. Okay, shout out to you. You become a new member there. Your name is entered into the drawing. Shout out to you, John. Your name is entered into the drawing. We got a Lady Jessica, you live?
Hey, what's going on, Law?
Nothing much. Talk to the nation. You live?
All right, what was the conversation about?
Oh, we talking about the draft and who will be the second round still in this particular draft, and what are we looking for as far as draft and free agency?
Well, why don't we sign who we got, the playmakers we got, and just get a few pieces because we have players on our team already. So why should we get rid of those players and then get a mediocre person who will have to come in? And if they can't come in like Micah Parsons did and work, then I don't want nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting them people down because, like I say, I don't judge people. Like when I said about Michael Parsons will come in here and ball, people told me, "Oh no, he ain't. Oh, he's a rookie. He's this, he's that." And that boy came in and ball out of control and set a tone for
Right,
all
right.
the old Patriots and the new ones that came along. And I'm very proud of Michael Parsons, and I just want to see those guys that we didn't get to see play. I don't want to see us lose those guys because I've seen this over and over year after year. People want to somebody cut this one, cut that one, and then when they go somewhere else and they have success and their team go away, why are we building our team
Yeah.
just for us to throw away the players we got and try to get somebody else? It don't make sense to me. Keep what you have,
Right, right. Those guys,
develop those people, let them.
Demonte KZ, yeah, Demonte KZ, Malik Hooker, and Jaylon Curse, they are all free agents, so they're not under contract. So now it's negotiation time. So you saying just sign all three of those guys and bring them back?
I would like to see them guys stay. I would like to see those guys go out there and ball, get a chance to ball for Dallas Cowboys, not for them to go nowhere else and have great success. And then here we are again, sitting up here whining about all Cowboys not doing this and all Cowboys not doing that. I get tired of hearing it year after year, over and over and over. And I don't want us to lose Amari Cooper. I mean, you done had people to reconstruct their contract
Right.
because especially our quarterback, who is well deserved to have his money because he worked all those years pretty much on his rookie contract for 3 years. Are you kidding me? And then you want to wait now and sign this man, and then people want to sit here and blame him for stuff. You can't be blaming this man for the whole team scenario and for front office. Then y'all go back talking about Jared on this and Jared on that. Then you go back talking about that. He ain't this, he ain't that. Oh, yes, he is. He's all that and more. And you need to appreciate what you have. Because how can you expect to get anything better if you're gonna sit there and trash the good people that you have as a team.
No
You should
doubt,
be
Jessica.
wishing for success for those
No
people,
doubt.
not for destruction, not for distractions. When every time they go to another team, they go and be successful. And then
No
here you
doubt.
go. Well, they gone to a Super Bowl. They gone to Cheeto, gone to Super Bowl. I'll Cheeto this, I'll Cheeto that. Y'all complain every year about players, but yet when they go somewhere else and they get success and get a ring, there y'all go want to go whine and then trash the Dallas Cowboys. No, you don't trash our team. Either you for them or you're not.
Appreciate
I
you,
want to
Lady
see them
Jessica.
get
Thank you so
support.
much for calling in. I thank you so much. Appreciate you for the words of encouragement there. Thank you. That's a good call from her. All right. So I appreciate her for calling in, by the way. And shout out to you. Y'all be sure to subscribe to Red So Smooth over there. The whole concept is, yeah, Cheeto wanted big money. And I don't think that the Cowboys looked at Cheeto as the guy that they were willing to pay big money, unfortunately. And Cincinnati paid him the big money. And that's how the cookie crumbled. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep Cheeto and Xavier Woods and Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis. So what they did was they let Cheeto go. Did they let the right person go? I don't know. I flat out know. I flat out don't know. We definitely don't know. Cheeto got hurt, I believe, last season. He was with the Dallas Cowboys, and unfortunately, they moved on from him. Y'all all know Cheeto was a guy that I had in my corner here, but that's just the nature and the flow of football. But it becomes a trend that most guys, when they leave the Cowboys organization, they do go on a team and they do find themselves in the Super Bowl, a la Anthony Hitchens and some other guys, like we mentioned earlier, Chris Canty and Martellus Bennett and a whole bunch of other people who left this team, went to another team and lifted up that Lombardi trophy. DeMarcus Ware, by the way, he went to the Super Bowl, right? So that's just how things go. I got my guy right here, Beers, man. What's good with you, man?
What's up, Long? I see we
Nothing
got the
to it, man.
beer game going on.
Yeah, man, we got it. Wait till that law beer butter coming out, man, soon, man. What's
Yeah.
good? What's good with you?
Nothing much. I was just want to get your info on what should we do this off season? Should we just keep the players and stuff? Because I heard the TV, the Amazon going to do the streaming and stuff, or should we cut some players? And to my and I agree with you. We should get some offensive linemen and stuff,
Right.
and stuff that do offense. But I just want a safety because like I see Jason Bates balling out and everybody the great safeties balling out. If we got that middle, control that middle, we could do stuff and stuff. So I would like to see us go both offense and defense. So what you think?
Um, I'm going with best player available. And if we do fall in love with the notion to go grab a Jesse Bates or what have you, I think that his market value is right at $14.4 million. So he's looking for a 5-year contract to $72 million. And if I'm the GM, yes, him versus Honey Badger, he's a whole lot younger. He's 25, but I think that the Cincinnati got $49 million in free cap space. We're in the negative with cap space right now of $23 million, give or take. So I'm looking at it like this, Beers. Lady Jessica was saying, hey, just re-sign your own like a DeMonte KZ or Malik Hooker. Out of those two guys, I know you probably can't keep all of them. I will
Yeah,
go into the draft. I will try to find me a safety, and I will call Malik Hooker and tell him, hey, do you want another cup of coffee? And
yeah,
I will keep DeMonte KZ's number, right? So when we go into training camp or something, if none of those other 31 other teams call him up for their roster because they're a little skittish, then after the draft and after the free agent run and went through his process, I would make sure that I called DeMonte KZ and say, hey, man, we love you out here in Dallas. Won't you come on with your cleats and your helmet and come on out here to Oxnard? Another guy that we really need to look at would be Jaylon Curse. I think that he brings in a level of leadership to this team by playing that hybrid role, linebacker and safety. And I think that the Cowboys should give him a call. But if he outpriced himself, then it's let him test the market and see what he can come out with. But I'm team defense and drafting.
Amen, amen. Me too. But do you think what should we do in the draft? Like, should we draft a safety for since your team defense, or should we get that Jordan Davis kid?
Outside of Kyle Hamilton, if he's not there at the 24th spot, which I really doubt it, if Jordan Davis is there, of course, I would roll with Jordan Davis first before Kyle Hamilton. So that's my mindset. I would, well, not before Kyle Hamilton. I misspoken. If Kyle Hamilton is there, yes, I'll roll with Kyle Hamilton. But if Jordan Davis is there and with the 24th pick and we have no other guy that's there on our board, and if Jordan Davis is the highest guy, then I go with Jordan Davis.
Okay, good. Well, I ain't gonna keep you up. My bad, I got a stuttering problem. I ain't gonna keep too much of your time. So God bless you and everything. Stay prayed up and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I like your channel and stuff. During the season, I usually just watch football and stuff.
Right.
There's so much drama during this off season and stuff.
Right.
So now, okay. Plus, I was doing my pastor training and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm getting back into it and stuff, and watching this channel and watching everybody go live and stuff like that. So thank you. I will put some money in that cash app for you, and so I can win that Parsons jersey.
I appreciate you, man. Now this is gonna be Starbuck, Starbuck. And then next month we giving away a Michael Irvin jersey. So man, I got it like rollover minutes. You know what I'm saying? So if you donate this month, it'll roll over to the next month. So I appreciate you, especially if you join the membership.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. So the names, like when you donate, it cuts off at the end of the month, but when you join the memberships, it rolls over. So that's good. So you can be a member and it rolls over. But this is the thing. I hope you guys understand that this off season is always long. There will be reports of this happening, and I call it every year around this time the lion season. Everybody's lying, right? Everybody's trying to be Nostradamus over here. Everybody's trying to be right. And the real thing is break down the players. Break down what players really can bring to the table. Don't just go off of what some reporter or what somebody said. Break down what they can actually do. Understand, look at their tape. Evaluate that and see what Dan Quinn can do when that person get on his team. But all the speculations and all of the other stuff, it's just what it is. It's the lying season. Everybody's lying. Everybody's saying that, hey, the Dallas Cowboys actually called Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne is really willing to put on the helmet and to come out here to play football for the Cowboys. David Lawrence says, O-line, please. Yeah. Phil Ellis says Cooper is gone. Yeah, it is what it is. Look, if Cooper stay, then there would be reports. That Cooper, it was just news storyline that swept under the rug, for people of this and that. It was just all this and that. Cooper is here until he's gone, right? That's the best way to look into it. Yeah, Chris. Chris is lying ass. Appreciate you, Boss Man Fat. Appreciate you. We must fix our raggedy. I like that raggedy O-line. Yes, it has been the same since Travis Frederick. Left. It haven't been the same since he left. And I think that we were crying when even big old Ron Leary left, right? We're like, come on, man, what happened to Ron Leary? Remember that? Or when they kicked old Lyle Collins out to the edge there. So it's always been crazy. Ronnie says re-sign Jay Wilson. Yep, that would be nice. Re-sign Gregory and Schultz. Okay, I feel you. Nothing wrong with that. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. The name. What about Joe Looney? Shout out to Joe Looney, man. He retired. One love, everybody. I gave you guys a solid hour. Be sure to hit that like, share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Be sure to let them know. Like I said, the off season is off. Everything is off. You know, nobody's right. Everybody got speculation for the nations, and without hesitations or deviations, they will put it out there, and they would say, "Hey, I'm right." It's not about being right. It's not about being first. It's not about being the person that said, "Hey, this is going to happen. 2 + 2 is 4." I know it. Everybody knows that, right? But I'm right. 2 + 2 is 4. Come on, everybody knows that. It's not about that. It's about knowing football too, and understanding what this team can do if they get their hands on the right prize. Cowboy Nation, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. DC for life. Salute. Be about here, baby. Shout out to y'all. Let's go. Appreciate the prayers. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for praying.